जूम लाइट कर रहा हूँ, जूम लाइट कर रहा हूँ।
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to iAstronomer Club. Today we have a live webinar on the conjunction of Moon and Saturn. I'm Manshu Gautam, your host for today. I'm thrilled to welcome you all to our live webinar on YouTube, starring none other than iAstronomer Myraa Khattar. Let me introduce to our facilitator for today, that is Myraa Khattar. Today, Myraa Khattar will be explaining the conjunction of Moon and Saturn. And then we have Ashish Negi, who will be demonstrating and explaining the assembly of reflector telescope. Then we will be having the live view on the conjunction of Moon and Saturn, which is going to be weather dependent. So hold on to your seats as we dive into the mind-blogging world of stars, planets, and the mind-boggling expanse of spaces. With telescope in one hand and passion for the universe in the other, this webinar is your ticket to unraveling the secrets of the conjunction of Moon and Saturn. So if you have any queries, you can drop your message or you can drop your queries on the YouTube live chat where our experts will solve all your queries. So it's time to launch into an astronomical adventure with our amazing iAstronomer. Over to you, Myraa Khattar.
Hello everyone! We've often heard that sky is our limit. But in fact, sky is not our limit when there are footprints on the moon. We've all seen that, right? So this is Myraa Khattar and I'm a total space geek and I'm so honored to be here. And today I'm going to be taking you through something that's very magical because somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. So come on, let's go on a journey of cosmos. Okay, let the curtains be unveiled. Now, I would like you to meet someone very special to all of us.
Hi, my name is Emily. I am your virtual assistant, and I would love to thank Team Brahman and Space India for this opportunity. We'll be there to explore a fascinating event in space. What are we waiting for? Come join me and Soiree on a journey of cosmos.
Yes, thank you there, Emily. So we have like 4 sets. First at the start, then we're going to be going to the moon, and we're going to be talking about Saturn, and then we will stop right here. Talking to the moon, trying to get to you. Okay, let's talk about the moon, of course. So, moon is the largest natural object which we have discovered, and it's a non-luminous object. So, what is a non-luminous object? A non-luminous object is an object which cannot create its own light, and it takes the help of the luminous object. Now, what's a luminous object? A luminous object can create its own light. Now, imagine you have sun and you have moon. Moon is a non-luminous object, so it takes light from the sun. It reflects, in a way you can say, and it's the 5th largest moon, and it has a very thin atmosphere. People used to think earlier that moon has 0 atmosphere, but that's not the case, you guys. It has an atmosphere, but it's very thin. let's move forward. So we're going to be talking about what is our dearest moon famous for. So it's famous for its tides, surface, atmosphere, orbit, and distance, phases, gravity, exploration. Now let's get into the detail of each one. Okay, tides. Tide actually happens due to the gravitational force. So you can see here, like tides over here are getting bigger, and these are called high tides. And when the tides are low, when the bulge is low, because you have a bulge something like this. Let me just annotate for you. So like you have this Earth, and you have something called a bulge, which is something like that. So this is why high tides and low tides are created. You even have neap tides and spring tides, but we're going to be talking about only high and low this time. Now the surface. Surface, as I told, the atmosphere is very thin. It has a lot of craters, and in some craters, there are even mountains. Now you can see here, like the moon's surface is somewhere white, and some of them have like gray patches because it's of the impact craters. It's said that Theia created the moon, so maybe that's the reason we have the craters. Who knows? The orbit in the distance is very far. It goes in millions and millions, even in miles and kilometers, you can say. There are a lot of phases, and we're going to be exploring the phases with a chart very soon, so stay tuned. The gravity is very less compared to Earth. That's why you will be floating here and there if you go to the moon. And a lot of missions have gone to the moon, including the Apollo 11, in which Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon, which was amazing. This is also including the exploration. So after the Apollo 11, moon was very much highlighted in the 1960s and the 1970s. So like even ISRO has sent Chandrayaan-3 to the moon, and its Vikram lander has successfully landed, and it's in progress with its rovers, and it's going to be sending radioactive signals. Now, the moon has played a very significant role in the human culture, I must say, including the mythology and the scientific exploration. We all believe in myths. Now, tell me, you just don't be like, okay, I don't believe in myths. At some point you have, like in India, people say Chanda Mama Durke. Now it's like Chanda Mama Paske, which actually means that our moon was our uncle, but he was very far. Now he's very close due to the scientific exploration. You can see how myths and scientific exploration has come together just like in a Venn diagram. Anyways, moving ahead, we're going to be talking about our Saturn because we don't want to make her feel left out. Okay, here comes Saturn with its graceful patterns. Saturn is famous for its stunning ring system, which consists of a series of concrete rings made up of countless small particles of ice and rock. So if you see here, Saturn here has a lot of ice and rock and dust particles, which mixed together and it becomes a lovely pattern of rings. Okay, and now we have hydrogen and helium, not to confuse the young ones. We've also mentioned the name here. Let's hear what Emily has to say.
Guys, did you know that Saturn has been the target of several space missions, including the Voyager missions in the 1980s, which provided close-up images and data about the planet and its moons? The Cassini-Huygens mission, which operated from 2004 to 2017, provided extensive observations of Saturn and its moons, including the landing of the Huygens probe on mission.
Thank you so much, Emily. I think she's getting the geekiness from my astronomer club. So guys, you also start absorbing the geekiness if you really love space by heart. Now, what is a conjunction? Guys, wait, please. Before you Google, please explore with me. Okay. So, like, a conjunction is like an astronomical alignment of two or more celestial objects in the sky. Okay? And they appear very close to each other when they're viewed from Earth. Okay? They can create a visual, striking, and very interesting events in space, which people might gush over. In reality, these celestial bodies are far apart from each other. Sorry to break this to you, but yeah, they're very far. So as you can see here, like from Earth, these two objects are very close. Try guessing the objects in the comments. These looks very closer, but in reality, they're very far apart. Trust me, it might take ages to reach the planet, in fact. Now, we'll be talking about types of conjunctions. Planetary conjunctions. As the name suggests, it includes two or more planets that come together in the sky. Just like you might be having of, let's say, Jupiter and Saturn. And the lunar conjunction includes moon in it. So as the word says lunar means moon, like the lunar calendar and etc. So when the moon is involved in the conjunction, Saturn and Moon conjunction, the Moon and Mars conjunction, and many such conjunctions. The solar conjunction include the part of Sun, because of course, everywhere we go, Sun will always be there. So we also have to include the solar conjunction, which includes Sun. Now, a double star conjunction. A double star conjunction means like when two stars come together in the sky and they form a conjunction. A great conjunction. So a great conjunction is nothing but like two gas giants or two big planets, which are very heavy, come close together to form a nice and friendly relationship. That's called a great conjunction. Let's look at an example of a great conjunction. Okay, one was Jupiter and Saturn. So pleasing to the eyes. This happened in 2021. For those who saw it, that was amazing. Do share some pictures on the Instagram and all, and tag us. For those who couldn't see, you can see it now here in the presentation. It was a very spectacular show, as both the giants came close as 0.1 degrees. This great conjunctions happen every 20 years or so, you can say. And also one more thing to notice here, that sometimes conjunctions can overlap. Now you can see here, this is a great conjunction, Saturn and Jupiter, and it's also a planetary conjunction, so you can say it both ways. Now coming to today's spectacular conjunction. This conjunction involves Saturn and Moon coming very closer, okay? So if you see from the Earth, the Moon is going to be somewhere here, Saturn is going to be somewhere here, and they're going to come close in the sky. Previous month, I also saw Saturn and Moon conjunction, and it was beautiful. Alright, let's go a bit techie, so I can understand more about conjunctions. Okay, so the constellation is going to be Aquarius. So the direction in which it's going to rise is east, southeast, or you can also say from east to southeast. Direction where it's going to set, which is the next day, which is September 28th, it's going to be south, west to west. You can also see here, this is like the Aquarius constellation, and over here you have Saturn and Moon coming closer. Okay, now let's talk about the moon. The rise time of the moon is going to be 1648, or we can say like 4:48. The set time of the moon, which is September 28th, again, is going to be 4:14. The phase is going to be the gibbous, and the illumination is going to be 95%. The magnitude of the moon is going to be negative 12.27. Many students say like 0.27, but it's 0.27. And I'm going to explain the meaning of magnitude and illumination very soon. So illumination means like how much percent it's visible in the night sky. So it's going to be 95% visible. That's the gibbous phase, okay? It's the waxing gibbous phase. And the magnitude of the moon is going to be negative 12.27. That means it's very bright. Now, it's going to be in inverse proportion. Like if the value is going down, it's going in negative, the brightness is going to be more. When the value is going towards the positive, the brightness is going to be very dull and very difficult to see in the night sky. That's pretty much it. Now we're going to be coming on to this little diagram here. If you want, you can note it somewhere down. So the moon is going to be in its waxing gibbous phase. Now focus on the waxing, okay? So let's start. I'm going to take my annotation out. Come here, little penny, okay? So first what happens is you're going to be starting off with the new moon, okay? Right here. So you can start anyways, but I'm going to be starting from the new moon. So when you go from the new moon, you see here the moon is completely in gray form, which actually means it's not going to be visible in the night sky. It's going to be in the waning crescent, which means that only a little bit of it's going to be visible and it's going to start decreasing or increasing. Then you have the third quarter, waning gibbous, full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, and waxing crescent. Now this is one way of reading the chart. Another way, which I would say is more accurate, is going by the full moon. Okay? So here you go like this. So full moon, then it starts decreasing. It goes to waning. Waning basically means that the moon's illumination is decreasing. And then it goes to this. Then waning crescent, new moon, waxing crescent, which actually means the illumination is increasing. This quarter we're going to go to, and waxing gibbous. This is the one we're going to be focusing in today's conjunction. You can have a clear look at this. This is the photo of it. And not talking about the Saturn. Saturn has been waiting for a long time to come into the limelight. The rise time of the Saturn is going to be 1624, which is 424. The set time of the Saturn is going to be September 28 again, 322. The magnitude of Saturn is going to be 0.57. So you see now the value is going into the positive version. That means it's going to be very difficult to see Saturn in the night sky, but not impossible, because the word itself says impossible. Now here's like a little picture here. I'll be telling about the telescope later, but let's just focus on the picture first. You can see the moon and Saturn very close. This picture is taken for like 27th. Here's a little video. So here we're going to be seeing Saturn in detail. You can see these little bright green things. Those are the satellites, which always help us. So you can see here, this is the Saturn. All right. And now we're going to be seeing this. Another clipping. So in this clipping, we can see the moon clearly and its impact craters. This is how the moon's going to look. It's almost in its gibbous form. Then we have over here a little short clipping here. Let me just play it for you again. So this is like a stopwatch animation, you can say, or slow motion animation, which shows like moon on the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. So on the 23rd, it's going to look like this. 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. Do you see how the moon moves far apart? Whereas the Saturn is staying in its own position, chilling and binge watching us from the top. Okay, here's a short quiz time. You can put your answers in the chat box, like of course the comment sections. Okay, so which conjunction do we have on 27th September 2023? Think. Do this with integrity. Of course, I know that I can watch you from your house, but I'm watching you somehow. Okay, yeah. Will the moon be in its new moon phase? This is like a true or false question. So you can answer both of these questions like A, this answer, B, this answer. Take your time. All right, thank you. Happy conjunctions. From my side, I'm wishing you clear skies and to your loved one as well. And now it's over to Ashish, sir.
Hello everyone, I Ashish Negi, educator from Brahman Education, the part of space. So today we are going to learn about something special, that is our telescope, right? Especially we will learn about telescope today. As you can see on screen, what it is, Saturn, a telescope, right everyone? So let's find out what is a telescope. As you know guys, a telescope is a spatial tool, yeah, that help us see things far away, like stars, even planets, even moon, right? So Why do we use telescope? Can anyone answer me this? No. Okay, I will tell you why we are using telescope. Okay, so let's find. There are different kinds of telescope, but today we are going to focus on reflector telescope. So what is a reflector telescope? You might be assuming that. So what's special about reflector telescope? We will share you guys. Okay, so reflector telescope. Basically, there are two types of telescope. One is reflector telescope and one is reflector telescope. What is the difference in between two telescope are? It is basically consists of lenses. And that telescope we are talking about today is reflector telescope. It consists of mirror. Which mirror? Concave mirror. Right, guys? So reflector telescopes uses mirror to collect and focus light, and they have shiny mirror at the back of the tube. As you can see, the reflector telescope is also known as Newtonian telescope. First, it is used by Sir Isaac Newton. Now, the parts of telescope. We will, in the screen, you can see the parts of telescopes. So let's look how the reflector telescopes parts are different. You can see there is a tripod in the base. You can see tripod component, focus knob is there, a cap, finder scope to find the planet stars in the sky. Then there is a rotate component in which we see the we say it is a eyepiece also there, and rotating part from where we will rotate our telescope up and down, right? So in the mirrors it reflects and collects the light. And if we talk about the tube, what tube is going to do us for us? Let light goes inside it, and if we through eyepiece, if we look through the eyepiece, what we see? The objects in the eyepiece that we are watching in the sky. Okay, so how does it work? Basically, working of a concave mirror. Actually, what happens when light falls in a concave mirror? It converges all the light rays inside it, and you can see light is coming, and from after reflecting from this mirror, concave mirror, it is converging the light rays. Okay, so moving further, working of reflector telescope. What happens when the light enters in this tube? It falls in a concave mirror, and this concave mirror converges all the light rays in the secondary mirror. Then from our eyepiece, we are able to see that object. So what reflector telescope does, how we can see objects in the sky, actually like stars, teeny dots, like in the sky, in the night sky, you can see. Okay, so what objects can we see with the help of telescope? Now we will see the objects. As you know, we can see planets, right? We can see what is this? It is a satellite, our natural satellite, that is moon. We can see our space rocks. Yes, we can see nebula, deep sky objects. We can also see many things more on this. Okay, now I will show you the assembling of the telescope. This is our tripod, right? This is our main tube. Now we will, what we are doing, we will fix. How we are going to assemble this? First, we will fix this rotating bar in the knob. Okay, we have to fix it. It is little hard, but it is very easy to assemble this telescope. Okay, you can see there is a knob. We have to put this, that tube might fix in this mount. After fixing this tube in the mount, we can shift this tube up and down, and we can lock this movement, as we can move this tube in up and down ways, and we can also move in sideways. This telescope can be moved both sideways and up and down. We have to lock the movement. We have to lock this another movement, that is sideways. Now I will show you the working of this telescope, how this telescope is going to work. For this, I have to use the dark of the room. Okay. Now let's see the working of the telescope. Okay. What happens in the working of telescope? Light rays enter in a tube and it falls on the mirror. You can see light rays is falling on the primary mirror and then reflect back to the secondary mirror, and the light rays are coming out from the eyepiece. You can see in the wall, in the front of the wall, you can see the green light in the wall. Yes. So this is the working of our reflector telescope. Moving further, there is a fun fact about reflector telescope. They are invented by Sir Isaac Newton, and these scientists help us to see. We can see the objects in the space, right? So now there is an announcement for all the iAstronomers. We are conducting an astrophotography contest where you will be getting the chance to get your conjunction photograph of Moon and Saturn to be featured on our social media. Okay. So now all you have to do, you have to take photograph of Moon and Saturn conjunction on 27th September, that is today, and on 28th September, that is tomorrow, and then you will arrange these two photographs on a single template. But best one will be featured on our social media handles along with your names. So now I'm going to show you one example of the same. So all guys are excited for this contest. Yeah. So I hope you will be submit your photographs on 29th September. Now we will show you live conjunction of Moon and Saturn. Over to Myraa again. Myraa, you can hear me?
Yes, sir. You're perfectly audible.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Alright, in the meanwhile, while the screen is being presented to see the live view of the conjunctions, let's have a bit of chit chat, shall we? Using the chat medium. So, like, before we see the conjunction, I want all of you to follow a rule called DMAS. Now, what on earth is DMAS, you might be wondering? Or should I say, what on moon is DMAS? So, like, my mom used to always tell me while we were doing the BOMAS rule that always keep D on the top, which means divide your happiness, multiply your happiness, add your happiness, and in the end, that's why we keep subtract your happiness. But today, we're going to be following DMA. So always divide, multiply, and add your happiness, shall we? And one more thing, there's so when the conjunction is presented live, we're going to be saying, conjunction, show us your function. Because that's something which will pump up the conjunction, right? And let's get started. Okay. It seems like aliens have hijacked the system. Let's wait for it to be unveiled. Oh, by the way, we can also guess the code of the aliens which have used to hijack our system, which is very bad.
Hello everyone, very good evening. So I am Aman Kumar, Brahman Education, an educator from Brahman Education, and today I will be going to show you the wonderful, beautiful view of the conjunction, live view from Delhi. So let me just share the screen. All right. So I hope Myra, my screen is visible.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Yes, it's visible, sir.
Yes. So here is a look of the conjunction with the help of DSLR camera, and we are using a lens of 80 mm. So here you can see the moon is looking very beautiful, right? But you will say that where is Saturn, right? The thing is, brightness of moon is very much higher than the brightness of Saturn, so it is really difficult to see it with the help of the camera. Okay, and we are here adjusting our telescope to show you the Saturn with the help of a Dobsonian telescope, reflecting type telescope. Okay, so meanwhile, I will zoom in my camera on the moon and try to show you the fantastic features which can be seen on the moon. So here
Wow, this actually looks so stunning. Like the moon was in its gibbous face. We all could see that. It was so beautiful. Thank you, Aman sir, for showing that.
yes, I will show you some more images.
Definitely.
All right, so let us have a look. So I hope you can see Myra.
Sir, yes.
So now let me focus my camera on. So this is the moon that we are looking with a 5x zoom. And let me just try to focus it so that I can see a clear picture.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is the moon that we are seeing with the 5x zoom with the help of DSLR camera. And if I make it a 10x zoom, here, look. Let me
This is so beautiful.
Yes.
Moon shining out with its skin.
Right.
Outsmarting all the other stars as well.
Let me just try to focus it a bit.
Yeah, as you can see, guys, like the impact craters are also visible. And we can see like the little reddish orangish line we can see here, that's because of the light we can see. So this is actually the live view. As you can see, the camera is moving a bit so we can understand the moon is visible live from New Delhi, which is in India.
Yes, Maya. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is the view of the moon with the help of a DSLR camera, and now we have already done setup of, and we have pointed our Dobsonian telescope towards the Saturn, and we are getting a very beautiful view there. So let me just share my another screen to show you that.
The view is absolutely beautiful. And guys, like once we're done with the webinar, if you can still catch a glimpse of the moon, do peek out your window, go downstairs and explore, because you know, if you'll explore and tell to others and others will tell to others, the world will be full of space exploration geeks, which everyone should have once in a while, I believe. And if you involve your family in it, they'll also get an experience, okay, there's something of conjunction in Once Upon a Time story of Earth. That's pretty good, and you can bring a change in the future generation because you and me and I, the heirloom of the future generation and of space exploration. Just do type yes if you agree with me, and if you find this view absolutely stunning. I wish I could just go to the moon right now, but that's not physically possible. Earlier, the myths were that moon was made of cheese. Like, oh my god. I'm just guessing that moon would smell like a perfume of cheese then.
So Myra, I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, we see a lovely blue flowerish kind of a thing.
All right.
I wish I could see Saturn, but due to the magnitude, it's very difficult to see. But if you guys can see, do see. Please, because it's really important to see Saturn and Moon together. But there's one beauty of this conjunction is that it keeps on coming on Earth and keeps giving us like a wave, like, hi, dude. I'm not sure if it has learned slangs like us in this generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but I pretty much believe that they always come and say hi to us every month. I hope everyone agrees with me.
Yes. So here we are just showing you the view of Saturn.
Mm-hmm. And also, one thing I would recommend for everyone is that throw your wishes into the sky. If there's no shooting star, of course. Because somewhere and someday one of the stars will catch it and make it come true. Who knows? Just do try that. And also, coming on to one more important announcement is that if you want to see like something virtually, like the Saturn conjunction, you know, where like a close up view using like the magnification of 10x or 100x or whatever, you can actually use Stellarium and websites like that, which can also go in the future and show it to you. But I believe living in the present is best because, as the name suggests, it's present, so it's a gift for us. Right, sir?
Yes, Myra. Yes. So yes, we are.
Yeah, something is visible, yeah.
Yes. So here you will be seeing Saturn.
Can you try zooming in because we can see like a
Yes,
square?
yes. Right. So here we are right now showing you the moon for the first time. Then we will show you the Saturn.
Saturn is being a bit shy, you see. And hats off to, of course, Brahman team for like doing all of this because, in fact, it might look simple setting all of this up, but trust me, guys, it's gonna take hours to do this. But again, we can do anything we want. We can even conquer Mount Everest. So yeah. If you're liking this so far, please drop in a heart. Oh yes, we can see people flying.
We are saying yes. Here now you will be getting see the wonderful view of the moon.
Oh my god, yes! Oh my god. Guys, okay, I was a bit shocked because it was like a jump scare for me. We can actually see the creators of the moon. Like, seriously, like just for a minute when it started zoomed in, I was like, what happened to the screen? But now you can see guys, like we can see white dots, we can see like big craters in which mountains are also placed. This is so beautiful. It's just like moon is painted on screen, but it's actually real view from New Delhi. So you can just have like a glimpse if you want to take screenshots. There's no problem in that. You can see the edges of the moon. It's a bit shaky here, but you can see like those little things. Let me just annotate real quick. Yes,
you
exactly.
can see the creator very closely. Creator.
Yeah. The close view of the creators.
Right.
It's so extravagant. Like
And
I'm imagining,
observe the motion of the moon.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like I'm imagining moon with lipstick and a skirt and like a wig. It would look even more gorgeous. But yeah, its natural beauty is just commendable. No one can match it.
Yes. So
Not
you
even
all
makeup
are
products.
getting this. So you all are getting this view of moon with the help of a Dobsonian telescope, which is a reflecting type telescope with a diameter of 200 mm. And we are showing this with the help of a DSLR camera. We have attached our DSLR camera on the telescope and we are getting this very beautiful view. We can see craters over there, plains over there, and we can see the rays which are coming out from the craters. So very beautiful view
Truly,
which we
sir.
can see of the moon.
I can agree like infinity% with this. So you can see the motion of the moon is like moving a bit. So you can observe that this helps like the brain to stay calm. In fact, because that's what I'm doing. Looking at this and makes me even more calmer than before.
So now we are trying to align our telescope towards the Saturn, and we will try to show you that Saturn with its beautiful ring.
It will be a blessing you appreciate seriously because I saw like a dog from my balcony previous month, and it was like I had to take my phone. I was turning it here and there, and people on the street were thinking like, "What is she doing?" I was like, "I'm watching Saturn." It was like a wow moment for me, to be very honest. Trying to locate Saturn. To all try singing a song from like our window. Like, let's just look at our window and sing a song. Saturn, come out with its patterns. Just tell me in the comments if you're doing this. That would be highly appreciated to boost Saturn's confidence. And you do also share in the comments your wow moments whenever you saw any celestial object in the sky. Because whenever I study or sit in like my bedroom, sometimes I see the moon. And once I saw its vanning gibbous form, I believe, and it was so sweet. It was like 1 a.m. in the night. And the best feeling was that, you know, the dim lights are on and you see the moon. That's basically the life of a space geek. First time when I started exploring space, I was practically a noob, but not gonna lie on that. I was a noob, so like someone was talking in like a video about Titan. I was like, is it like a place? When I just like started reading about space, so I was like, then when I came across what is a Titan after the years, I was like, lol, seriously. I thought Titan was either a ship or a place. It was like, it was so funny for me. But yeah, even if you notice one thing, Saturn kind of has like a black dot on its side. Maybe to be protected from all the impurities in space, because of course space has a lot of debris and sometimes a bit of sadness and gloominess. So probably that's why the black dot is there. You can go and research and let me know why does it have a black dot. And by the way, you can actually stand on Saturn. If you try, that's not possible. But like the rings are also very huge and very thin. You can also comment some facts if you know about Saturn, because we all can learn from you. And you can learn from us, of course. It's two ways. And one more very interesting thing I wanted to share with everyone. That like, if you place Saturn in water, very hypothetical, okay, very hypothetical. If you place Saturn in water, it will float because it's a gas giant. If it's like an ocean, the density is higher, so it's obviously gonna float. So like you can take like a mini Saturn, I believe, if you have like a plastic mini Saturn or any model of it and try putting it in a big tub. Probably it might float if it's very lightweight, otherwise it might sink. But in general, if you say, scientists have discovered that. But one thing that is very scary and fascinating at the same time, because space can be much scary and fascinating, is that there are some sand pieces on Saturn, which is also found on beaches on the Earth. What is the connection? Is space trying to tell us something? Oh, those gives me goosebumps. Like, I always think about what's outside the void. What is Saturn like? Because I saw Saturn in Peppa Pig, to be very honest, the first time I saw Saturn. So, yeah. It was like, pieces of sand. How can it be present? Like, from where? Are aliens, like, coming to Earth and, like, taking sand pieces? I'm really not sure.
Thank you, Myra, so much. And thank you, everyone who was in the meeting today. And like especially thanks to Aman sir, Ashish sir, and definitely iAstronomer Myraa Khattar. You all have done a great job. We all had so much fun looking at the moon, how clearly the moon was looking, and it made everyone happy. I'm sure of it. So thank you all for joining in for today's webinar. So but we were not able to see Saturn because it is not looking very good over here because of the weather, and Saturn looks very, very dim because its magnitude being 0.57 told by Myra as she said. So this was all for today's webinar. So I thank once again, thank you all for joining in today. Thank you Ashish sir, Aman sir, Myraa Khattar, iAstronomer. So thank you all for joining.
And before we sign off, I also want to thank my mentor, Ms. Jyoti, the whole Brahman team, and Himanshu sir for being at the behind the scenes. Thank you for being like the sugar cubes in my tea. I don't know which tea it is. It's forming. Hopefully it's green tea because I love green tea. But yeah, thank you so much. And in my style, this is Myraa Khattar signing off.